This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
Hey, what's up guys? MLT Magic Tricks here. So in this video, I'm going to be performing and then teaching you this very effective no setup card trick that will certainly amaze all of your spectators. So I highly recommend you stick around to learn this one. But really quickly, before we get into the performance, I just want to give a thank you to CatBeast for sponsoring this video. They have an amazing website where you can customize a variety of hats, and I will be leaving the link in the description to catbeast.com. So make sure you do check them out. And if you are new here to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more card and magic trick videos like this. If you do enjoy this trick, make sure you leave the video a thumbs up, and I'll get straight into the performance. Okay, so I would start off this trick by having my spectator shuffle up the deck as much as they want to. And once they are done shuffling, I would ask for the cards back and have them make a selection. So let's say they choose this card. And for the trick, I can take a look at the card. So in this case, we have the Ace of Hearts as my spectator selection. So we're going to go ahead and get the Ace of Hearts just lost, somewhere deep into the deck like this. I will give the cards some overhand shuffles as well to really lose my spectator's card into the deck. And just for good measure, to really lose that Ace of Hearts into the pack, I will give the cards a couple of cuts. Now, at this point, we have the Ace of Hearts shuffled into the deck. I'm going to show my spectator some cards now that we have on the bottom of the deck, and they're going to tell me if they see their selection or not. So we're going to go ahead and do this together. The first card we have here is the Ace of Clubs. My spectator would say, no, that is not my card. The next one we have here is the Three of Diamonds. They would say, no, that is not my card either. And the another card we have here is the Seven of Clubs. They would say, nope, not my selection. We have the Nine of Spades. That is also not my spectator's card. We're just going to do this two more times here, guys. We have the Four of Spades. That is not my spectator's selection. Lastly, we have the Ten of Hearts. Also not my spectator's card. So we have these 6 cards, and my spectator said not one of them was their card. And just to be sure, we're going to go ahead and do this one more time here. So we have the Ace of Clubs one more time, not my spectator's card. We have the Seven of Clubs, also not my spectator's card. We have the Four of Spades. That was not their selection. And we have the, ace right there, also not their selection. So these 2 cards as well are not my spectator's card. The Ace of Hearts, not one of these 2. So we're just going to deal with these 4 cards that we have on the table. Go ahead and just mix them up a little bit. It doesn't really matter here. We're just going to kind of randomize them a little bit. And at this point, I would tell my spectator that, they did not see their card at all yet. One of these 4 cards is not their selection. So before we do anything else, I would tell them just to point to 2 cards here. It can be any 2 they want. So let's say my spectator points to these 2. I'll tell them, okay, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the 2 cards that you pointed at. They pointed at, the 2 outer ones. We're going to go ahead and get rid of those. Now we have 2 cards left. I would now tell them to take their hands and just cover up both of the cards. Keep in mind, you guys, if I had a spectator with me, they would be doing this. They would have, a free selection as to what they want to do here. Now I would tell my spectator, okay, go ahead and lift up one of your hands. It can be either one. So let's say they lift up this one. I would say, okay, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this card. And we are left with 1 card and 1 card only. Now, guys, check out the card that somehow found its way back on the table and under my spectator's hands. This is not just any card. It should be your selection, the Ace of Hearts. So that is the trick. I hope you all enjoyed this one. And if you want to learn how to do it, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that performance, and let's get straight into the tutorial. So this is a variation of a card trick Chris Pratt did a couple years back on a TV show. It's a really great effect. It will amaze everyone you perform it to, and in this tutorial here, I'm going to teach you exactly what I did in the performance, and then I will teach another way you can end off the trick that has a, similar effect, but just a little bit different. It, still involves you finding your spectator's card. It's really great, so make sure you guys do stick around to learn this one. So you're going to start off, you're going to take your deck of cards, you're going to have your spectator shuffle up the deck as much as they want to. This is a completely no setup trick, which is awesome. From here, you're going to have your spectator choose a card. They do have a free selection. So while you guys are performing this trick, to a group of spectators or 1 spectator, you're just going to have them look at the card. You don't want to see it. It makes for a better effect if you do not look at the card. But for the tutorial, we'll go ahead and take a look at it together. So in this case, we have the Four of Diamonds. Now, from here, you're going to want to get your spectator's card to the bottom of the deck, and I will explain how I did that in the performance there. So this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to go ahead and put the card in, and I push down, got a thumb break here, transferred it over to a pinky break, and brought the card to the top first of all. So I took half the cards from, that break there at the top, brought those down, brought the rest of the cards from the break, set those down, and then the final packet, place that on top. You've brought their card to the top of the deck, and then to bring it to the bottom, all I did was I shuffled off the card there first, then I just did some overhand shuffles on top of it, and then I maintained it there on the bottom, applying pressure with my 4 fingers here, and then just doing overhand shuffles on top of the card that's on the bottom. Now, with their selection on the bottom of the deck, you need to get 3 cards above their selection that's on the bottom. You can do this a couple different ways. I think the most easiest is by doing a double undercut. So if you guys know how to do a double undercut, this is what you want to do. So you're going to spread out the deck like this, tell your spectator, okay, we have your card lost into the deck, but I want to really lose it, so I'm going to go ahead and give your deck a couple of cuts. As you're squaring up the deck, you're going to get a pinky break below the just top 3 cards. These are random cards. Transfer it over to a thumb break, and then all you're doing is a double undercut like this. And what you have done there is you've brought 3 random cards directly above their selection on the bottom, which is what you want. If you don't know how to do a double undercut, you can simply, kind of just bring 3 cards to the bottom like this. But to make it a little bit more believable that you're doing something is you want to just, tell your spectator, okay, I'm going to look at the deck really quick here. I'm just going to see if I can, locate your card. And then as you're saying that, you bring 3 cards to the bottom just like that. Either way, all you need 3 cards directly above their selection on the bottom of the deck. From here, you're ready to continue. So you're going to want to kind of get in this grip here. You have your 4 fingers on top of the deck, thumb on the bottom, and you're going to explain to your spectator, you're going to show them some cards on the bottom of the pack, and they're going to tell you if they see their card or not. So you're going to show them the first card. They're obviously going to say no. And then from here, you're not doing any sneaky moves. You're just placing the card down and then placing a card directly on top of the deck after you do that. So make sure they see this card. You're going to say, okay, that's not your card. We're going to go ahead and do this again. You have the Jack of Diamonds here. They're going to say, no, that's not my card. And here is the move you need to do. So when you do this for the second time, as you're turning your hand over, you need to kind of push this card over a little bit with your 2 or 3 fingers that are on here on the bottom. I like to kind of use the 3 fingers like this. So as you're turning over your wrist, you're applying pressure there, moving the card over because it makes it easier to grab the card that's directly above it, which is their selection. So you're really going to be placing the 4 of diamonds down on the table, while your spectator thinks you're placing the Jack of diamonds. So you're really placing the 4 of diamonds, which is their selection on the table, and then you're going to be placing the Jack of diamonds on top. Now you're just going to do this 4 more times. You need to have a total of 6 cards on the table. So after you do the move, you're just going to do it normally now. For the next 4 times, your spectator's going to say, no, that's not my card. So you're just going to be going through this pretty quickly here. Once you have 6 cards onto the table, you're good to go. So 1 more card here. Now, after you've done that, you're going to tell your spectator, okay, you didn't see your card, right? They're obviously going to say they did not see their card because you did that move. Your spectator thinks that this card is just a random card. It's not their selection, but in reality, the card that's second to the bottom of this pack is their selection. Now, you're going to get rid of the deck. You have 6 cards on the table, and you're just going to, do that confirmation with your spectator. Make sure they didn't see their card. Now, you're going to do it again here. So you're going to get in the same grip, 4 fingers on top, thumb on the bottom. And you're going to say, okay, we're going to do it one more time quickly just to confirm. So you're going to say, okay, the Jack of Hearts wasn't your selection, right? Now, you're doing the move for the, the first time here when you are kind of going through these cards. So this is what I mean. You're going to say, okay, Jack of Hearts isn't your card because their selection is directly above it, remember. So you're going to do the move again. As you're turning over your wrist, move over the card just a little bit. Place down the Jack of Hearts, but in reality, you're placing down their selection, placing the Jack of Hearts on top. Now, you're going to go ahead and do this 4 times now. 5 of diamonds, you're going to say, your spectator's going to say, nope. We have the 6 of diamonds, nope. And we have the Jack of Hearts. And the only disadvantage of this trick is that your spectator is going to be seeing, in this case, the Jack of Hearts twice. You guys may have caught this with the Ace of Clubs in the performance. It's really not too big of a deal. Your spectators probably not going to notice. Even if they do, they will think you're just messing up or something like that, which is ultimately what you want. So guys, if your spectator calls you out on it, just kind of deflect it. Don't really make a big deal of it because it is going to happen, but it's not too big of a deal. Most of the time, your spectator is not going to notice. So the last time you have the Jack of Hearts, place it down and place this card on top, and you're going to show your spectator these 2. Neither of these was their card. You're going to place these 2 onto the table or just off to the side. And you have 4 cards here. Their card is on the bottom. You guys can do the reveal in a couple different ways. I did Magician's Choice, so I basically just mixed up the cards, kept track of where their card was, would have my spectator point at any two cards. Let's say they point to the two that were not their card. You would just get rid of these two, and then have your spectator place their hands over the other two here. Raise one up. If they raise up the hand that does not have their card, just get rid of it. They're left holding their card. If they raise the other hand, you get rid of that card. They're left with their selection. And the other scenario is if at the start they touch two cards, one of which does have their selection, you're just getting rid of all the cards, that do not have their selection. So then you're done with these two. You guys can do your Magician's Choice that way. And one final reveal is that you have their card on the bottom of these four, and you tell your spectator to make this grip. You place these four cards in between their middle finger and pointer finger. They don't grip too tight, but just like a normal grip. You hit it down like this a couple times, and the last card that's on the bottom there will stay in their hand, and it will be their selection. So you guys play around with the reveal. I hope everything I explained made sense in the tutorial. And, definitely practice your Magician's Choice there when you have the four cards on the table. Always make sure you end off with their card being the last one on the table. Once they see that their card was somehow on the table, they will freak out. They'll have no idea how you did this trick. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in my next video. Peace out.